Hey everybody, this is Jonathan with my very first ever uh, gameplay recording. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Starfield, and then I kind of waited. I've been wanting to do Starfield for a while, but I kind of waited on it until we had more mods in there, and then also for the creations, and then also for Bethesda to get their act together and kind of get rid of a lot of the bugs that the game started with. Now, me personally, I've not really had any issues with bugs or anything like that, but I do know that there has been a lot, and it might have been just sheer luck that I haven't run into many, but there were still some things, and then in playing it since they've done the last couple of updates, there's an incredible amount of things that I like that they've added to the game. And then me personally, I've been playing video games for a long time, and for me, it's very personal when I play, and I like to play alone. I'm not a big MMO or multiplayer type person. I like to get engaged in single player games and just do what I want, right? And that's why modding is such a big thing. Like I've got over 3,000 hours in Fallout. I've got over, to tell you the truth, and it's kind of embarrassing, but I think I have over 6,000 hours in Skyrim Special Edition combined, right? And what do you do there? You mod, and you mod the crap out of it, right? You mod it until your computer can't handle it, pretty much. So what we're going to do here is we're going to jump in, and real quick, I'm going to show you. This is based on just the creations. You can mod it using the Starfield script extender and using Vortex, or actually just manually, just putting them in yourself, putting the mods into the game yourself. But what we're going to do is we're going to use the creations there that's available and the mods through that, just to kind of make it all one source. I'm not going to go through every single thing that's loaded in here because at last count, I think there were actually more than 60 that I picked, that I decided, hey, these are going to work. I like these, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in. But you can see in my bookmark, there's a ton here, and then in my library. So a couple of key ones that I really think really stood out for me and that I really wanted was the vendor credits. Man, one thing I always hated, and I think with every game, I've always picked a rich vendors mod or something like that to put in there, just to make sure that the vendors had enough money to buy all the loot, right? The whole point of the game is to go out and loot and get stuff and bring it back and either break it down like in Fallout or take it and sell it, and you know. So in this playthrough though, you're gonna see, and it might be boring because there's gonna be a lot of exploring, a lot of crafting, a lot of mining. That's pretty much the only way to really, how do you say, level up your character, and actually get the gear that's going to sustain you throughout the game, right? You're gonna always find new gear, but some of the stuff that gets dropped, isn't the greatest. So you want to have a place to be able to sell everything you're finding. This one, I I went through and tried the new Trader, or whatever, Trackers Alliance quest, and it was like, okay, cool. So you got some other type of currency, but you don't really start out with a whole lot. So here, instead of just getting one, a drop of one, it drops 5 every time you go, basically beat a boss, which is kind of cool. This one, I don't have much to say about it yet, just because I don't know that I've seen any difference that it's had in the game itself. Somewhere down the line, I don't usually, and we'll see later that I like to increase my own carry weight, so I don't really load down my companions. They're not there to carry the load for me, really. They're just there because that's what the game does. And sometimes it makes you have the companions. Sometimes I'll go without them. If you're going to give me something worthwhile, and just don't give me something like a little resource that I could have dug up myself. So I think this is where the companions, they say, "Hey, I have something for you," and then like when in Drasia, she gives you money, and then this just increases the amount of money she gives you when she gives it to you, and so forth, right? This one I don't even use. I don't even care. Even though I thought it was cool when it first started, I don't even know if I have it connected. See, I don't even have it downloaded, so that's not one of them. The bounty hunter outfit I do just because something to look at while you're playing, right? Something to look at, and I like the way the it's shape. It just it's a lot more risque than what the standard what they have there. Cargo capacity. Again, if you loot, you need cargo, so that just doubles the cargo for everybody. Uh, the spacesuit. I really like the spacesuit. So it's better than the ones they have in the game that came, the generic ones that came with the game. So I added this one in here, so I have a choice now. Same with the Cyber Ops outfit. Now you can combine little pieces here and there, a jacket here, pants there, stuff like that. This one is kind of cool, and the reason I like it is because of the person or the technician they put at certain places that allows you to add. And then the funny thing is, they add these little cargo pieces that weigh one mass, right? But there are 1,000 cargo. So it you go there and then you add those to your ship to increase the cargo size without bogging down your ship with a huge amount of mass. So that's why that's in the game. Dynamic system levels. Love it. I think this is one of the best ones just because the system continues to level with you, right? So now when you're out there, you're not fighting, if you're level 20, you're not fighting level 2, ships or down on the ground fighting level 2 or level 6 Crimson Fleet folks, right? You're fighting people closer to your level. And then with that, their gear levels too. And then so you're getting better and better drops. So that I really truly like. This one here is also a deal breaker. This one, just because you craft it and then you can mod it to increase those stats for, corrosion, radiation, thermal, airborne, right? Because the suits, they have their the generic stats, but they're not that great. They don't have everything, or they don't protect you against everything. So this environmental seal adds to that protection. It still isn't gonna make it so that you can go into any environment, but it does make it so that the environments aren't so harsh on you. This is just a cheat, right? It's just a chest with a bunch of stuff, so you can craft food stuff and medicine and things like that, which I use, and I'm all over it. The junk recycler. Now this one is cool because now you're back to like Fallout, right? Where you can break down your armor, you can break down your weapons and everything, and get components from it, right? It doesn't tell you exactly what components you get, but when you break stuff down, and then you go back and you look in your stuff, you can see more components there. So yeah, I like that. This one is purely just a cheat. It basically, for about 6, 7, 8 times, it will give you 65,000 creds, right? So you just pull the creds out. It also has med packs in there, but I don't worry about the med packs. I just leave them alone. But I go grab the creds, turn, go back, grab more creds and everything, and then it stops working after a while. So it's not like it's infinite, but there's a 7, 8, 9 times maybe it'll work. That's not bad. That's not bad. And then again, it's a cheat, right? I'm all if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? Is that how it goes? Ground pounder mission. This one just fixes the outfit, right? To make sure they're wearing the right outfits instead of wearing, I believe, the ranger outfits and everything there. This one I haven't really played much with it, but I thought this would be a good one to have. Just make the combat a little bit harder with your first mission going down there, right? You don't want to walk through it, and then typically that's what you do. So let's do it. This one I is good and bad. One of the things I do find, and then I have seen a lot, is now that they are closer and they hang closer to you and everything and stick with you better, they also, by being closer and sticking with you better, they get in the way even more than they did before. And there's been a few times when I've shot Sarah in the back, when I've shot Vasco. You know, what can you do? You can't. It's like, dude, you jumped in my way, okay? Sorry, you know. Increased ship range. Now, they do it, and it increases the range from 500 to 1,000, right? So that's okay. Now, for my preference would be 1,500, you know, but that's because it gets just tedious and ugh, just annoying to sit there cruising in forever to get to where you're going. And then one thing it doesn't do though is when you're like having to access a satellite or something like that, it will not increase that range. You still have to go to 500, which is annoying because that Venus mission really, really sucks because it kicks you out about 5,000, and then it says you got to go as slow and with nothing on all the way till you get to 500, and so basically you're stuck there 5-10 minutes in the game just twiddling your thumbs waiting for your ship to get there in range. And it's like, well, that's fine. Put me at 2,000. You know what I'm saying? Don't put me all the way out there because it just sucks. It's like, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go shoot. I'm just gonna go fight and see if I can survive that. Interesting points of interest. Now this one is coupled with another one that I put in here, but this one basically is supposed to add more points of interest and make them kind of just more, right? So I've kind of noticed that, right? And so when you go to a planet now, coupled with the denser POI and basically population mod, there's way more places to go to. There's way more things that pop on your scanner. There's way more things to do whenever you hit a planet. And I like that because I like more abandoned bases to go raid and shoot people at and everything like that. Like I said, the way I play it, it's a lot of farming, it's a lot of crafting, and it's just a lot of just going places and shooting things, right? This one is probably, I would say, my favorite mod. And this one is because now when I loot some legendary uh, weapons and armor and stuff like that, I can bring it back, put it through here, and get those legendary mod pieces off of it, and then put it on the other gear that's actually better or with better stats, and then boost them up to legendary and things like that instead of being stuck with a Grendel that has 7 damage on it, but it's legendary. It's like, how is that even legendary? What is it doing? And then it's like, well, let me put it on what I want to put it on. So there's gameplay tweaks. I think I have that one. Meaningful backgrounds. I do not have that one on. Minimal enemy. I can't even read. Minimum enemy level is basically make sure your enemies level with you. I think they both this kind of does the same thing as the other one. Like the dynamic one, I think it does everything, but just in case, you do the enemy level here. And then 2.5 XP gain. When I sit there and I look and I see I only got like 5 XP for doing this or 20 XP for doing that, it is so annoying. But that's just me, right? So what do? I put it on and I say, no, I want 2.5. There's one that actually gives you 5 times, but I found that one just, you're going too fast, right? You might be leveling just too quick. 2.5 is probably a good place. My other pet peeve, and this is the one I think these are too many skill points, but I'd rather have too many than three. Okay, so what this will do is when you create a new character and then it isn't working the way it should, but what it's supposed to do is that when you create the new character, it's supposed to give you 20 skill points, right? And my thinking on it is this, right? If I'm a noob, right, and I'm talking about my character, if I'm a noob, my character's never done anything, fresh out of, college, high school, whatever, right? Whatever they're fresh out of into the system, then yeah, maybe three skill points might sound right because they know a little something, but they don't know a lot. But if I have a background that says I did this or I did that, right, and there's a little bit to me at this point. 20 skill points, like three. It just like it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't correlate, right? One doesn't connect to the other, right? It's like, well, I'm seasoned, but I'm not. I don't know anything. How am I that seasoned? So I think 10, highest 15 would be a good number. 20 is a little excessive, but you know what? I'll take it. I'm not gonna complain. High value crit sticks, right? Ups the amount that you find on the crit sticks. It just never ceased to amaze me. Or yeah, that every time I picked up a crit stick before, it's got like 100 crits on it, right? And it's like, I understand. Well, that's probably why you left it laying around because it's not on it. But it's like, I want to find something, right? So there's the extreme value and there's the high value. The extreme value, there's 65,000 credits on there at the time. And I'm like, okay, now that's excessive. How many credits do you find? So this one, I think it fluctuates. You either find 5,000 credits, 10,000 credits. I think the maximum amount that you'll find is 10,000, but quite a bit. You'll find that a lot of them just have 5,000. All right. Payload skill. This just increases the amount of cargo every time you boost that skill up. Instead of giving you like extra 5%, they'll give you an extra 10%. Something like that. The scavenging skill, same thing. You get more stuff from scavenging, right? And then this one, I don't think I have it loaded. If I do, it doesn't work anyway. But oh no, this is the one. Okay, I was thinking of a different one. This one, there's a magazine that's in your room in the lodge. Pick it up, you get 5 skill points. Drop it on the ground, pick it up again, you get 5 more skill points. The trick here is to only drop it and pick it up maybe 1 or 2 times, and then to put it in that safe and leave it there for the rest of the game, right? see if you can resist the urge of keep picking that thing up over and over again. Weightlifting, carry weight, it's basically, as you can see, it's supposed to do your carry weight 150, 300, 500, but I don't think I haven't seen it actually work. So it's still there. I still have it enabled, but doesn't work. Wellness perk, that one works. It's 100%, 200%, 300%, 400%. So yeah, you kind of become a tank by the end. Once you get that up there. More loot just means this one, you go and you raid a med, a med thing on the wall. Instead of getting 1 med kit, you'll get 5. You'll get 5 of whatever's in there every single time. So the bounties, supposed to just help with the bounties, also make them a little higher, right? In the payout, right? More presets. There's 40 normal presets. This is supposed to get you to 56 presets. So it adds 16 presets. The thing I like the most is, and in what you'll see here with the character creation, is they put the girl that's on the den. I really like her character face. I like the way she looks. So they put her as a preset, and then you can just modify her a little bit, tweak her up a little bit, and change it. So I like that. More power capacity for the reactors. it's straight cheap. Straight cheap, right? You know, instead of having a capacitor at 16, 16 power, class A capacitor with 16 power, you're gonna have a class A with 46 power, right? And after a while, you'll notice that you can't use all the power that the so yeah, it's could be tweaked to be less. They probably would have been just better to maybe double or 1.5 times the original amount of power. So if it's 16, 1.5's it to 24, or double it to 32. Something like that would have been a much better thing. Going from 16 to 46 or 66 or 72. 72 is the highest I think I've seen. But it's a little extreme. But guess what? I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to win those dogfights out there. This one I have yet to actually try, but it's in there. And what this one does, it lets you choose who in the major piece, right? Instead of the person that you're most acquainted with, it's gonna let you choose who or choose no one. So there you have it. This one I just put it in there because I had a playthrough. I had an NPC, just random NPC, run in front of me as I was shooting an enemy. Sarah got mad, and then we went through the entire, right? So it was early on. Then we went through basically the entire um, very first campaign that you go with her, that I cannot remember the name of to save my life right now. We went through the entire thing, at least 10 opportunities for it to for it to show up on screen and say Sarah liked that. And at the end, when we bring the artifact back and put it in the whatever that thing's called, she still would not talk to me. She's like, I don't want to. I mean, literally was saying, I don't want to talk right now. I have nothing to say to you. And I was like, are you serious? I didn't even kill the NPC. It shot him, as he ran in my line of fire. And I'm like, no, bro. we can't have that. It's not okay. So we'll see if this will fix something like that. The Nomad spacesuit and weapons, I actually like the Cortec better, but I like the helmet. I like the hood and helmet part. So we got that in there. Old Atlantis, I don't know that even works, if it does anything, but I don't even have it at. That's why it doesn't work, but I'm not gonna put it in. That one I don't have in. This one definitely, and this is, like I said, it plays very well with the other interesting points of interest, because now I got way more things available to me when I get to a planet. Also, one of the things that I also noticed, and I'm not sure which mod is doing it, but there's a whole lot more stuff going on in space too. A lot more opportunities. Another outfit for the female outfits. Sarah, get to see the midriff, right? The midriff. So yeah, we got to do that. Got to do that. There's more skills and stuff like that. There's a couple that I've actually leveled up, and they're all right. They're all right. Nothing. No, it is what it is. It's just something extra. Immersive looting. This one I actually truly like. I think this is like my second or third favorite mod. This is the one, and then the main reason is, and then even if you can look in the thumbnail, you'll see that when you go and you loot someone, you can actually hit a button and say, strip them down, right? And then so it takes all their gear off. So when you go to hover over somebody to loot them, maybe only their gun and their jetpack is available to loot. But you hit the strip button, now everything's available. Plus, it also leaves them in their underwear. Not key thing there is, now I know I've already looted that person, so I can go around and loot everybody else. and then I don't end up clicking on somebody 2, 3 times, not forgetting that I've already looted them. I can see it. It's a clear indicator that I've already looted them. Star names, it is something. This one is better than the generic version, in the game where you just click the, hide suit and hide helmet and everything. Only thing is, it gets carried away. It does. It's like I, you hardly ever have your suit on at any point, so it's kind of like, so maybe it works too well. Standing stones, I tell you the truth, only reason I like it is because the standing stone that's on Crete gives you an extra bonus 15% XP once you do that. They're the same as like the standing stones in Skyrim, right? You click on it, and you like want to be a thief or a mage or whatever the standing stone, steed to have more carry weight. This one, the one in Creed, you click on it, and it gives you an extra 15% XP while you have that one activated. So that's the one I have not found any others, but I don't need any others. I want that 15%. Just put some cool billboards that look good, right? The only main ones that I've seen are all in New Atlantis, anyway. So, but they're pretty cool. They're all right. The community patch. Just figured, hey, it might have something in there. Extended craftable quality, and then I think at that these are kind of like all kind of more hair and beards, right? And then there's trackers and lines. But this one, and what it is like I said, I do a lot of crafting, right? What this does is it says, hey, you got a piece of clothing, it's level 1, right? And as you increase your crafting skill, you can go into your clothing now and then increase it to level 2, level 3, and then that boosts the stats and the protective stats on the clothing, boosts it on. Not all clothing is like that. It's random. Well, it's not random, but I don't know all the ones that it actually does it for. Right? Most of the main generic outfits, and then a lot of the stuff that's added in, as far as like the bounty hunter and stuff like that, a lot of their stuff, you can boost it. It does the same with the weapons. You can add. So now you find, a Grendel, and it's level 1, and then it's only giving you 7 damage, and then you boost your skill, and now you can bring it to level 2, and then now it's giving you 20 something damage, right? 3 is giving 40 something, and then you get it all the way up to 4, level 4, right? And then now you're just like 60, 70, 80, whatever the high is for Grendel. And then now you got a serious weapon that's actually doing some damage, basically because you boosted it up. And then depending on all the other things you've added to it, right, as far as crafting goes. So again, I'm huge on the crafting and stuff like that. So that's what all these things do. I think I've rambled enough. Oh, this last one here. So I play with the um, with feed, having to eat and drink, right? And then but it's annoying to have to do it every 30 minutes. So what this does is it makes you have to eat every 4 hours and drink every 2 hours, right? And I think also some of it might stack, right? So sometimes I'm looting, and I'll just eat something or drink something because it's like, oh, has it been time? And then I'll just get a message at some point that says, hey, you are now hydrated, or you are now fed. And it's like, oh, and then one time I even looked at 4.5 hours before I had to eat again. I was like, 4.5, huh? Maybe it did add together. And so the next one. And then, just a couple of extra things. The flashlight, huge. Vectura's Secrets, we'll see. Because that one is right away. It adds a couple of digipicks right off the bat. And it also puts you in a position where you can open that gate that with all the loot in there. But the thing is, you have to find the right number of digipicks, because open the gate and you only have one digipick, you're not going to be able to open the chest in there. So then you go search around, you'll find another digipick, but somewhere down the line, there's a safe now in a locker, and you can't open that because you either use the digipick on the safe or you use it on the chest. And I think you get more stuff out of the chest than you would out of that safe, right? So, all right, so that is everything. I'm gonna just click on new, and we're starting a new game. Creations are currently loaded. Yeah, achievements are disabled. If I was in this for the achievements, then I would care, but I'm not. All right. So this is going to be a female character. I let AI. Actually let ChatGPT name the character, so the name is going to be very. To me, it's very corny, but I'm like, all right, whatever, you know. But her name is going to be Nova Blaze. Yeah. May 7th, 2020, 23, 20. I can't even say it. You saw it. 23:30. There it is. I wish they would really wash her face, though.
Seals are good. Oxygen's good. Just do what you did last time, and you're fine. Follow my one simple rule. Hella, what's my one simple rule?
Listen to Lynn. Boss lady knows best.
Exactly. Listen to me. Mining's just like any other job. Go steady, go safe, go home with a pocket full of credits at the end of the day.
Yeah, totally. It's just like, now working the Stardock. Except, with more cave-ins, lasers, and accidental dismemberment.
Very helpful. Thank you.
You're gonna be fine. Your first outing was solid. And, you know, let's be honest, it ain't exactly astrophysics.
That's why I keep him around. Good pep talks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the fact that I can pinpoint a helium deposit from 300 meters.
Not untrue. A shame we won't find any down here. But the metal deposits alone should pay for our own helium.
I would say I could probably.
Hell, after this, we'll have
pinpoint 'em
enough
too.
jump fuel to bounce from one end of the settled systems to the next.
Hey, more minerals, more money. And so the cycle repeats itself. Just no more unauthorized jumps in the house for room space, okay?
He's just a big baby. There are worse lives. You know, most Dusties don't even make it this far. I have a good feeling about you.
Group hug now or at the end of the shift?
Mm-hmm.
One of these days, Hella, I am going to leave you behind.
Promises, promises.
Very interesting here. All right, I can move
Okay, let's see what we've got.
now.
How are we on time?
A little longer. Grab some samples?
Always. But not you. Check on Isabel. Make sure she eases up on the
Now,
breach.
thanks
Don't
to
feel like getting
Major
buried
Slack
alive
Attack,
today.
there's one thing that I
Roger
really like to do.
Remember, Dusty, keep your breathing steady and never take that helmet off down here.
I won't. Now she's gonna yell and do her thing back there, but what I'm gonna do, and it's just, and it doesn't do anything extra for you. But if you come over here, real quick, Major Slack Attack shows this time. You notice I'm moving even faster. I hate that guy. But you come over here, you do this. Now, the other thing is I'm holding the left trigger.
Busy.
That actually helps do the mining faster. And then,
What's wrong with you?
I really don't like that guy. He's such a jerk. Alright, so let's go back up here. Alright, she's probably stuck waiting for me, you know. But that's fine. Now, one thing I want to show you real quick. You see, it said 10 added. So one of the mods is causing me to, every time you mine now, instead of just getting one ore, you're getting 10. So you gotta be real cognizant of that too, because you're getting 10 times that amount of mass every single time. So how many did I collect already? This is
Sure.
6.
What's the yield?
So I have 60
Minimal at this
pieces.
point. Occasional glimmer, but it's weak.
What do you think? Stay the course?
No, ma'am. Juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Well, okay then. Let's call this one tapped. Why don't you move over to that big vein we looked at?
Yes, ma'am.
Now this, like I said, it's not going to be, you know, one of those. It's not going to be like a role play. You know, I'm voicing the character, we're playing. You know, this is just a let's play. We're going to do things. Yeah, look at me.
Showing some initiative.
Yeah.
Come on, let's check in on Hela.
All right. All right. You see. So now normally she would send me over there to do this stuff, and then once I did it, it would trigger her to call me over. But I've done it already, so now, you know, we just keep on progressing with the game. And then the thing is, I can still run around and mine more, but since I'm picking up 10 pieces every time I mine, 60 beryllium to start is way more than I need. And right now, weight is a thing.
Shutting down.
Let's go!
I am going. Come on now.
Hela, get the readings.
Yeah, about that.
Problem?
Not if you consider a spike in gravity readings a problem.
I don't.
You don't?
What we're after, it'll read as an anomaly. That's what I was told anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you're starting to freak me out.
Relax. It's just another job. Come on.
Flashlight, so I can see. Now there's a little glitch right here.
We're getting close.
See that?
I think.
Look at that.
Yeah, everything is just...
You see that? Yeah.
Seriously, there's something really effed up about this.
Where is it, Hela?
Look at that.
Through there, I think.
It's not a big deal.
Okay, you're up. Something goes wrong in there, we'll come get you.
Uh-huh.
Why would anything go wrong?
Would you shut up? Both of you do your jobs.
Yeah, I'm with
Client is
him.
on his way.
Why would something go
Hey,
wrong?
Don't look at me. I've done my part.
And if I get in too far, how long is it going to take you to get there? See, like, there's more... See, look, there's more ore that I could be mining right there, but I'm not going to just because, again, I only can carry but so much at one time. Now, there's two things back here, right? This one here. Now, that was without holding the left trigger, but now with holding the left trigger, you see, it blows it up. Now, the reason I come in here, I don't think that's it. It's European. And then over around the corner here, I think it's called neodymium. Dinium? Yeah, neodymium. So, there's... And the one thing is, like, when you see the sparks flying, you actually are mining. If you're hitting something and there's no sparks like that, you're not mining anything. You're not doing anything. I'm gonna run back this way a little bit. I don't think I'm over encumbered yet. And then I'm gonna get on the path. Now, see right here, it tells you to turn the light on. It's like, well, I'm already ahead of the game here. See, and I could have mined some more here, but I'm not going to mine that.
Still getting weird gravity readings. I guess that's a good thing. Just keep going.
But see, now once you get in here, I see a lot. I see a lot. But what we're going to do is we're going to mine some of this. You see, that one says 5. So with this ore, you're only getting 5 a shot. Another thing is, sometimes what you'll see is, you can't see it here. Alright, that's probably enough. But when you come over here, when you're mining later, it's going to turn that reticle red. When you're actually on the spot. that you're looking to mine. You're seeing if All right. Are we ready? Are we ready? Let's go.
Dusty, snap out of it.
My name's not Dusty. All right, let's see what we got.
Hey, come on. Come on. Okay, take it easy. You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
All right, let's see if everything works. So now you can see right now we are already at number 40 for the personal record, right? And then boom, here's number 41, right? 42, 43, and then there's our girl. This is my girl. This is the one I usually, like I said, I like a lot. I don't know what it is. There's something about her I like. So, and then you can keep on going. So to me, it looks like it's the same one. They just kind of tweaked her up a little bit, right? And then you can see, right? It's the same face almost. I mean, you tweak it a little bit, change the cheeks a little bit, change the eyes. But then, hey, there's the Russian dude from the Crimson Fleet quest line. There's there's what is his name? Mathis, right? Right, from the Crimson Fleet line. So this one I don't recognize off the bat, but he's down the line. So then it's 56. There's another one. So these are actually, like I said, characters that are already. So what they did was they just pulled them here to give you a choice. Now again, like I said, we're gonna go. The name's gonna be Nova Blaze. So we're gonna choose number 44, right? So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna come over here, get in here to the body type. We're just gonna go a little muscular, right? Let's see, tweak it around. Yeah, that's good. That's good. We're not gonna do a whole lot, and then you can see if you want. There's the male, there's the female, and that's where we're gonna stay. And then the walk. I really like the female walk. What I find funny though is that all the characters NPCs in the game, right? Like there should have been a way to designate either they have a walking style of 1 or walking style of 2, so that the women in the game walk like they're like And I'm not trying to say women should walk like this, but I'd prefer to see my characters walking like this than with the hunched over, like they're about to go beat somebody up, you know. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little color. I'm going to add a little color. So I like color. So we're going to go. I'm going to stay right there. Yeah, see? I'm liking this a lot, right? Actually, I am liking this one a lot. Normally, I would have to change a little bit. If anything, I'm going to maybe make the head a little more square. Yeah, like that. Hair. Now, again, with the hair, this would have been the end of the hairs, right? But now with the extras, you see there's a whole lot more that you can choose from. Look at that face. See, that is a beautiful face that doesn't require hair. The only thing is this: how do you see anything? Right? It's cool. It looks good, but how do you see anything? This one just under. You really want all that hair at the end of the day when you're trying to put on a helmet and take a helmet off, right? And then you got this. This is kind of the hair that I usually stick with, even though that's still a lot of hair, right? Oh, I might even go. You know what? Nova Blaze. Yeah, that's it. What are we gonna do about hair color now? Are we gonna change her up a little bit? All right. I don't know how I feel about the hair color, or do we just want to keep it straight? Okay, we gotta go darker hair. Yep. Actually, I love the eyes. I shouldn't do anything with the eye color. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta be honest with you. I don't want to change anything, not even the makeup, right? You know, usually I mess with the lipstick a little bit. I mess with the forehead. I, usually mess with the mouth a little bit, tweak it a little bit. I usually make the lips a little fuller, right? Especially with now that she put a little color to her skin. I wouldn't, but other than that, I mean, gosh, this is the teeth. The teeth is funny. Why? Why, fam? You know what I'm saying? It's like why do we need that as a thing? So do I want some jewelry on her? We do, but we want it so that we want a combination of jewelry. So yeah, there we go. And then gold, gold. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's perfect. 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 So this is Nova Blaze. We're not even gonna mess. There's nothing to mess with. All right. So background. Okay. Now I'm not the craziest about the backgrounds that they have here, and then there are mods out there that changes them. But the way they change the backgrounds is there's some they change, and then some then they add in certain ones. But to me, it loses a little bit of the immersion if the game can't recognize the new modded background that you put in. It's like that one needs to be incorporated, you know, from Bethesda, as opposed to somebody just says, "Oh, hey, here's more backgrounds." Now the skills I want, and the reason I'm looking at it like this, and it shouldn't really actually even matter, because if we get the 20 extra points, we can add those skills in anyway. And if we don't, sometimes I cheat and I'll console it. So we'll see. But looking at it, long hauler, I really like the combination: the piloting, the ballistic weapons, and the weightlifting. Right, but long hauler, right? Okay, I'm a trucker. Hey, you never know. But I'm not taking her as a trucker. Soldier. I always like soldier. I, you know, Being a former military person myself, I relate to that more so than anything. So you see, we have everything. File not found. I like the piloting. I like the ballistics. I like the wellness. Um, Honestly, strangely enough, there's a throughout one of the quest lines, being a diplomat actually does play into that quest line, and it's like cyber runner. You get the stealth and the security right up front. Theft, for me, I don't need. I don't. It's not even. It's not even in my playstyle. I don't use. I don't pickpocket. I don't even know if it's required in any particular quest line either, that you actually can't do it without having to pickpocket somebody. So combat medic, that's the pistol certification. That's good. Bounty hunter, bouncer. Now, hey, Trackers Alliance, right? If I'm already, wanting to be a bounty hunter and I want to go down that path and do the Trackers Alliance, this is a good start, right? But again, like I said, what it does and what we're really picking here is how the character interacts with the world, right? As basically how the world is perceiving the character at this moment. Is it seeing a bounty hunter, combat medic, a cyber runner, or a long hauler, right? And the rest we're adding in anyway. So, bounty hunter. Now, traits. Me personally, I always go with the alien DNA, and the reason I go with the alien DNA because it doesn't matter. It boosts your health right off the bat, so it gives you a boost to your health. And the whole point about um, uh, the healing and the food items aren't effective. Honestly, it it's it's small, right? And certain traits you can not certain traits, but certain things you can take um, as far as your skills that overcome that right away, almost immediately. It's not even and then I've never seen a significant like hindrance because of it. So it's not like it's not a big deal. So I usually hit that one, and then I usually hit Taskmaster. I like Taskmaster because what happens now is your crew and your ship will automatically start basically healing itself, and granted, it will cost you more to hire more crew, but usually the crew that I have going are the ones they just throw at you. All the NPCs they throw at you to say, hey, you know, let's do it now. Wanted. Wanted is cool, right? Because out of the blue, even though I've yet to step one time, I stepped foot on a planet and an actual bounty hunter stepped foot and came and approached me and said, "Hey, we're after you." Right now in space is a different thing, right? And after a while, you just don't even notice them anymore. So I don't know if it just is random, so random that depends on what you're doing, right? But I haven't seen as much out of it as I was kind of hoping for. But when I've done Neon Street Rat, that just changes some dialogue stuff. The kid stuff is cool because you get a gun from your dad, but how important is that? How killer is that gun? Really, it's like by the time you get the gun and by the time you have it, you've already found other weapons that are way better anyway, right? So some cool pistol that your dad's gonna give you is all it is. But it is a nice little immersive thing when you know you can go and talk to your parents anytime. So that is pretty cool. I really don't like the hero worship, right? Because it's annoying. It is more annoying than anything. Um, Sometimes I do want to think about playing with either the extrovert or introvert or the empath, right? Just because they give you that ability to kind of role play a little bit more and immerse yourself a little bit more, and then kind of like with the empath, right? It's about doing actions that your companions will like, right? And then, but that's great. But then if they do something they don't like, and guess what? You will do stuff they don't like. It's even more painful. So it's it's a rough one. And then the thing is, you don't have to pick three. You can go with two. I like to pick three. Because if you're gonna give it to me, I'm gonna take it. Space, I can't stand it. I don't like space weapons. I don't like because basically it says once you're on land, and the thing is, a lot of your missions you're traveling throughout space to get there. But once you get where you're going, you're on a planet, you're on land, and it's like, well, now all of a sudden I'm kind of screwed, right? So but terra firma, right? So that means great. But now if I'm in space and I raid somebody's ship, or I board someone else's ship and I'm fighting, now I'm at a disadvantage, right? And then we don't know, and we don't have any idea of just how severe the disadvantages are, right? The religion things they put in here, I don't know. I don't know that they did them all that great, and great enough that I want to be that one way or the other. The Freestar Collective, the Serpents Embrace, and the United Colonies. It's just dialogue choices, really. That's all it is. So, I'm just going to do it. All right, we go with those three. Let's look at our girl. Oh, man. Yeah. Yep. Okay. And now we got a namer. Got a namer. Name character. And that's where we come up with the, hey, AI chat GPT. Nova. Okay, spell John. Yeah, Jonathan can't spell. I tell you, Blaze. Yep. And here we go.
Bet you were expecting a quiet job compared to your last gig. Bounty hunter turned space miner. Well, you got the sample. Client's on his way, then we all get paid. You remember anything that happened?
Yeah, I remember. No, I don't remember a single thing. But let's see. We're gonna just light music.
Huh. Well, you passed out, that's for sure. Everything else, probably just your brain playing tricks. Either way, we got what we were looking for.
All this trouble for that stupid thing? Huh. Sure don't look like much.
Never mind what
Hey,
it
it's
looks
gonna pay
like.
the bills.
It's worth more than this mine has pulled in all month. We'll be... Speak of the devil.
Uh-huh. Oh, let's take a look. All right. So, first things first. Look at that. No skills. No skill points. So what are we gonna do? Well, this is what I'm gonna do. All right. And then forgive me. All right. You're watching this, but we're gonna do this. And you can tell I've done this a lot. You know what? I'm just going to. There we go. I'm just going to add a. Oh, did I do it the wrong way? You know what? We'll do it the easy way. That should take us to like 6 or 7. Level 6 or level 7. Boom. 7 skill points. Took us to level 8. Alright. I'm not gonna complain. Alright, here we go. So what's the good ones? We want that. We want this thing. Look over here. Oh, that's why. You see, this is new. This is one that's added here. Hunting. Right? Accuracy with ranged weapons is increased by 15% while outdoors. So it basically is supposed to improve your hunting skills. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to come over here and we're going to get this guy. This guy to start. And I might get hunting anyway. Surveying, sure. We're going to come back over here. We're going to get ballistics. Alright, I'm a bounty hunter. I should know how to use that. I really should know pistol certification, but guess what? There's a couple of things over here. I want security. Now I got 4 skills across here, so I can get another one. I gotta wait. I gotta get 4 more skills before I get that. Starship design is huge and very important. So I can increase my shield systems, increase payload, my engine systems, or my ballistic weapon systems. I think since I already have 4 over there, that's a good start. What we're gonna do is gonna come and play a role. Is really between these two. This wellness, right? Increase my health by 100%. Already makes me extra tanky. Or commerce. And I think I can wait on commerce until I advance another level. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here and we're gonna do wellness. Alright. So now we got everything. So let's see. What do we have? We just have a cutter. And then we're gonna hide. We got a regular backpack, right? Which in truth all it does I guess is help us breathe. And we're gonna hide, but we're gonna equip as well. Just to get it out the way. And ugh. Mm. Now you see one thing you probably noticed, it says clothing MK or clothing make one or mark one, right? That's that crafting thing, right? And in resources, you see we have 60 beryllium, 50. I'm gonna call it calamite, 30 europium, and 30 neodymium, or neodymium. And then we got one note already. This is the immersive looting settings. And then once you open it, it's gonna open for you. And then we can come in here. Strip button is enabled. Yep. Long-term corpse effects is disabled. You know what? I'm gonna enable that. And it doesn't do anything. It just means that when you have a corpse on the ground and you loot it completely, then you can start seeing the atmosphere actually take effect on it, right? And it starts to freeze over. So basically everything else, loot all button is enabled, and refresh, and then boom, get out of there. So that's the only time I need it. So while they're doing their thing, and you can see now, right? I'm not wearing the spacesuit
Contact is
anymore.
on approach.
Whoa,
Wait.
Now,
you don't look
Oh,
good.
sure. Just take my stuff. All
I thought
yours.
they were kind of a joke.
see now,
Not a joke.
they shouldn't have taken her. I was just looking at it. I didn't take
This
it,
has been a good
or I wasn't
run.
trying to.
You lucked out being picked up for this one. Half the crew doesn't believe Earth exists, but it's still there. Same with Constellation.
Yeah, come on. Exploring space? Who does that anymore?
Now,
Ain't the space we've already got complicated enough?
usually I am pretty picky about what I take. There's cred stick. I can take that, and you can see there's 5,000 credits on there. So right off the bat, we're almost rich. Not really. So if I wanted to go back down, I can go back down. But here's what was added that I was talking about. So this is Heller's personal log, but if you look here, there's a digipic and then a note about the locker being locked. Who the heck last had the key card to the locker? It isn't meant to be closed 24/7. I've needed to get in to grab some tools since yesterday, and it's still locked. What's the big idea? I don't want to make a fuss about this to Lynn, so if you have the key card and you're reading this, unlock the door and leave the key card here. Well, we got a digipic, not a key card, so whoever's got it hasn't read this yet. You better not have lost it. We already lost the other key card for the big storage chest in there, and you know how Lynn got after that. So, there you have it.
Personal log. Heller, Argos Extractors. I figured Vectera for your standard moon. Looks like I was misinformed. Lynn just filled me in on what we're really doing here. Looks like Lynn's got another, what's the word she used? Discreet contract with that Barrett guy. He says there's something special here, and he's paying top dollar for us to find it, rip it out, and deliver it, no questions asked. I have, of course, been honoring this arrangement by asking Lynn a ton of questions. She's playing it close to her sweaty old best, as usual.
You all right?
But a guy does have to wonder,
Need some
what the
coffee
hell
or
does
something?
special even mean in
Got a
this
package.
case? We're on a moon, in the middle of nowhere. Either this guy wants to make jewelry from some rare space diamonds, or there's some kind of ancient alien death weapon buried here. If it's diamonds, I'm totally stealing one to give to Jennifer, or Carlos, or Naya. And if it's a death weapon, I get to shoot it first. Those are my terms.
Yeah. Good terms. Good terms. All right. So lockpicking. Now everybody and their cousin probably knows how to do lockpicking by now. I mean, typically depends. If it's a novice, you're gonna have basically two rings, right, with 4 choices, right. Here, every time you pick a lock, you use a lockpick. So this digipick is gonna be gone after this one. The way it really works out is there should be a combination of 2 for every single ring, right? So you just have to figure out what the right 2 are, right? So there's the first two, right? But then I got this one here. Does this one actually fit anything? It does not, but let's just check on the inner ring. So it's not going to fit the inner ring, but you see, it doesn't. This one doesn't fit the outer ring. Now, here's the thing. There's this one, and then there's this one, and then if we look here, this one also fits that outer ring, right? And then this one also fits that. So it's like, just because you see it fits the first one right away doesn't mean it actually is meant for the first one, right? So boom, 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 then boom, right? So it really, you have to know. See, like right here, I don't have any more digibits. And then one of the other things that mod added about sequencing bacteria is that it adds in more stuff. I'm gonna go first person just so I can get all the loot, basically all the resources. You see, there's a whole bunch. Now I'm picking these up to sell, and I'm only selling them to get the counter for the is it e-commerce or commerce? Commerce skill, right? So what's going to happen is when I level up again, I'm going to choose the e-commerce skill, and then when I actually do sell everything, oops, you gotta watch where you open that. I'm going to start selling everything, and right away that'll solve, require all the challenge stuff for now.
You got a few more
For the
digs
first
to
one.
go before I feel like talking to you.
Oh, I want to hit this guy. You got a few more digs to go before I put an axe in your back, dude. So what it did was it just the mod actually
Just
just
trying to get
added
through my
in
shift.
a bunch of resources. So now I am over encumbered.
Argos usually ain't so good at picking sites. Oh, this time, like a miracle.
But unlike like Skyrim or I think Fallout was that way too. I think Fallout, if you were over encumbered and kept moving, you would take damage. Skyrim, if you were over encumbered, if your movement would go down to a crawl. Maybe Fallout was the same way. It's been so long now. Either one of those games, sadly. But what we wanted to do is pick up everything and then find the other lockers.
How they sucker you to join? Fall for the fancy pamphlets?
Because in the lockers there's food, which reminds me, I have to set my settings. Might as well do that now. So the way I do it, and then this feature right here is just awesome. So sometimes I leave it normal, but the problem I have is I don't like how bullet spongy the players are. So I go easy because I want to deal more damage. I leave this because I is not worried about taking less damage. Carry capacity. Now, you can do one of two things. You can increase it, but what happens is your XP goes down, right? Cargo access in distance. I go anywhere, right? You can do limited locations. What that'll do is, as long as you like within like 300 yards or 300 meters of the ship, you can access the cargo. Or if you're in like in New Atlantis, or you're in a place, Aquila or someplace like that, supposedly you can access your ship's cargo that way. A lot of times I do anywhere because, like I said, I absolutely loot all the time. Now, here's kind of a cheat, right? So I reduce the amount of credits the vendor has, even though there's a mod that puts it at 65K, right? but I do that anyway. So, sustenance, right? I put that on positive and negative, right? So that's my survival stuff. That's going to make me hungry and thirsty. And then combat affliction gain, right? I increase that. Now I'm down to 0, right? The reason I increase that, and what it does is now when I get shot, I get bleed put on me more frequently, things like that. One of the ways I handle that is I carry bandages. Actually, hotkey bandages and infused bandages, right? Infused bandages will cure bleeding and burns. So a lot of times you'll get that. This one is annoying, so I don't put it on, right? You can put it on, but I don't. It's just annoying. I don't mess with the prices. Crafting costs, I do have the crafting costs, right? So if you notice, we're a little elevated now. So how do I offset that? So then I have to tweak some things. And I can redo. Oh, I can do location limited for food healing. Right now I'm at -1, but now we can do medical item healing slowly. No, that one. I no, no. And then usually I'll leave that to normal. I'm gonna put that back to normal. Yeah, we'll leave that conflict. So this one I may reduce, or we're gonna just stick with the normal carry capacity. So now we're up 1 because I'd rather have the crafting cost be halved, right, than my carry capacity be affected when there's other ways to get around that. And then, as a matter of fact, while we're here, what we're gonna do is, and you can see I've done this many a time. Yeah, we're just gonna pick that one, right? I know. John wouldn't stop. Yeah, stop cheating, Jonathan. Stop cheating. I can't help myself. All right. So there she is, and then now you see my carry capacity is more than double now. So yeah, just have to do it. Got to do it. I can't stop.
We're off this rock.
And then the spacesuit, food, and then at some point, and then this is the cool part, it doesn't kick in with the sustenance stuff until you actually get to a point in the game where you can actually do something about it. Here's another digipick, right? That's good. So what I can do is come around, look, nothing, come around, look. I can even put this on. See, so you can get dressed just like that. So now
Don't
we
get
look like
too
we
used to
didn't
how
care.
easy this has been. Next day might be toxic.
So we can't put the slippers on. My feet are cold.
What? Ah, I'm working.
No, shut up. You see that? It's like, couldn't you find better lines to give them? It's like, why are you being so? We got to work together. We're supposed to be a team, and you're gonna be like that. It's like, what possessive? Oh, another digit. All right, so now we have 2, and stop it. Look, I get it. You like testing your digipick skills out, and I should get a save with a better lock. Haha. It's all fun and games, except for the hundreds of creds I've lost. Well, I mean, if you keep putting it in there, then that's your problem, right? Do you have any idea where we are? I can't just get a better save. It already takes a massive chunk out of my pay to take the quickest little trip back to New Atlantis, and then you know what? I don't have the savings left to buy a new save. So I have to save up again. And then you know what happens. You break in again. Well, if you stop putting money in there. Just, you know what I'm saying? There's a thing called a cred stick. Put all the money in a cred stick, stick it in your back pocket. You won't have any problem with me again because I don't pickpocket. Okay? This can't keep going on. You're right. This is ridiculous. Yeah. Whoever you are, just stop. I will. Right now. This is my last time. I promise, right? So here's another one. So this is a novice lock, right? So this is the easiest one. So you only have 4 choices. So you just got to make sure you got the right ones. So we're going to come over here. We're going to grab this one there. And then we're going to say this one fits pretty good right there. And then I'm pretty confident in this one. So I'm not even going to sweat it. Boom. And then boom. So, and then what is it? We got some creds. You know what I'm saying? We could have just put that on a cred stick. Oh, see this jerk? Just jump right in my way. Okay, so it might be your locker, but that's beside the point. I was getting stuff out of there, sir. Gosh. Rudeness from people. Alright, look. Oh, there it is. What is that? Mining suit?
Not interested. Whatever it is.
Hey, watch it!
I'm not interested in watching it, bro. You're not interested.
Heller putting that first
This is the personal
paid
log
seminar
of
to
Lynn's
work on,
amazing
huh?
right-hand man. That's me,
All right.
Heller. Another day, another giant rock. The rock currently in question is Vectera,
You're
which
lucky.
is, it's a moon.
Some
It's
outfits.
in space. It's got ore, like the last 100. Unless you're me and can appreciate the beautiful distinctions between neodymium, vanadium, and iridium. I love these clowns, but most of them can't tell iron from lead.
Yeah, that one's pretty. See, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It popped up with something, and I should have read that. It said, you found something. Nice. Oh, gosh. Keep doing that. Alright, there we go. Okay, I think we've looted enough stuff in here that we can now carry on with the main mission. Alright. And sadly, I've done this enough times. To me, this is not funny, but a lot of people think it. You see that button there that says consume?
Hey, that was my sandwich.
Consume. Yeah.
Take
What are you
care
gonna
of
do?
yourself out there.
Oh, I got no
You
choice.
somewhere else to be.
Yes. Aiming a cutter at your head is what I got. Alright, I got that one too. That's wrong.
Supervisor's log supplemental. Still day 2 of Argos Extractor's Vectera dig.
Lynn
Restart
sure
collective
seems to
claim
like you.
ID Beta
Guess she would know.
7548 Alpha.
Being the boss and all.
As far as anyone knows, this is just another ore run. Vectera's got enough mid-level veins to keep everyone working and not asking questions. I've told Heller everything he needs to know, which is pretty much everything I know. And this is another one of Barrett's special orders. He made good with the payment for Kazal, even if it was a bust. This time, I'm not so sure. This place is giving me the willies. I think we're going to find something.
You
I
fitting
just
in
have no
okay?
idea what it could be,
Mining crews ain't the
or why Barrett
friendliest,
might
but
want it.
good folks.
But organization credits mean we dig our holes and keep our mouths shut. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me
Hopefully,
too.
between Barrett's mysterious thing and the ore itself, we'll be done with this rock in 5 days, when the transport is supposed to come back for extraction.
Put on the space, the deep core pack that we found. And let's see. Let's go in here. Let's see what we got. We got nothing. All right. So one of the things I always do. I don't even know if it's really necessary to do. Is I run over here, drop this guy, and drop this guy. See, Barrett is still landing in the background.
talk to you later.
Yeah, okay. I had nothing to say to you anyway. Barrett's not going to come out until I'm in position anyway, so I can get this done real quick. We're setting up like we're going to the Battle of the OK Corral. Just in case. Gotta be close enough so that the shock, so that the blast radius is still gonna catch that and blow that up too. And so, a couple of things. So there's a bunch of stuff that's already around. So pick up. Yeah, I'll pick that up. I haven't picked it up before, but I'll pick it up now. There's a little thing over here. I can pick it up later. It's interesting how they did that.
Busy.
Oh, you're gonna get shot, bro. I could probably sell that. If I wanted to run around, I could get more stuff. But
Shifts seem to be getting longer.
right now, they're waiting for me. But here's my med pack. Look at that. They changed out the gun and made it a little bit more powerful, which is pretty cool. I'm going to take that. But then here's the nice one right here. Modified barrel. 44 physical damage. It's quality level 1. So that means I can raise that up too. So what I'll do is I'll come in here. And then what I'm going to do is I usually like to put the pistols to the right. And then the rifles up top, and then the shotguns over to the left. So, and that's what we got. And then, see, and I think I'm gonna stand to her right. Now, usually when I'm doing battle, I like to be in first person,
Barrett?
or when I'm out seriously looting.
Been a long time.
Yes, it has. That mine on Bendy, right?
Kazal, hellhole, like this place. Rare mineral contract. Your tastes are a bit more sophisticated now, huh?
So, you found something?
Right here. The new girl found it.
That right. And everything went cool? Just like grabbing those minerals on Bendy?
Kazal, and no Barrett, not cool. She passed out after the extraction. Woke up saying all kinds of nonsense.
Is that right? Went on a trip, huh?
You can say that.
That fun, huh? Not the most gentle push into the great mysteries of space, but hey, been there.
Look, just hand over the credits, and I'll be happy to never see this thing, or you, ever again.
That's why I like you, Lynn. All business.
Barrett, the scanners on the frontier are reporting a ship coming in hot from orbit.
I really thought I lost them.
Barrett?
Oh, shit!
Weapons! Everybody get ready!
Alright. Get in position. Alright, I'm going to take a couple of hits, waiting for the right time. Whoops. Come on. Oh, there's another one. There we go. Oh. Now here's that strip equipped. Boom. Oh. We lost quite a few. Crimson cutter. I don't need melee.
You got any good? Been in a few scuffs before. We're lucky. Can't believe the Crimson Fleet hit us.
Oh, look at that. Some better clothes that I can put on. So these are added in. So this belt right here, I like it because it gives you 5 extra carry weight, and it has stats across the top there, so that's good. You can't see the jacket or the trench coat, right? All right, we got to put that on. Yeah, let's just go with it. We're not gonna go with the engineering. We're not gonna go with the utility. The helmet. So. Let's see. We'll switch to that. And why is this not showing up? Not sure why it's not showing up. Alright, so we'll go with that. Weapons. I don't use melee usually, so we won't worry about that. The solstice isn't even, I mean, this one we will just break down. When we get to the lodge, we'll just break that down. Got 4 cutters now. So they would be sold. Maelstrom. Let's see. That uses 777. This uses 6.5. And the Aeon uses also 777. So we'll hold on to that. As a matter of fact, we'll put it up here. Just in case we start getting low on ammo, but we already have almost 300 rounds there. But we got like 764 rounds. So that's not bad. We can switch out if we thought we had a better helmet. I like the look of this helmet better. 88, 96. Definitely going with a better outfit. Alright.
Of course Barrett was being followed.
Now that was some fine work under pressure. You dug up the artifact, right? That means you saw it. The visions? You're coming with me to Constellation. You're part of this now.
Well, they can tell me.
Oh no, Barrett. No. You think you're just going to take off after the mess you caused?
All right. I guess I did just put you all on the Crimson Fleet hit list. How about I stay and I send your Dusty here in my place? I know, but she's not some minor anymore, Lynn. Soon as she touched that rock, something changed. Don't tell me you can't feel it.
Fine. It's a deal. Get out of here, Dusty. You're on to bigger things.
Wow. What about the mine? Huh?
Now that we've been attacked, we've got to pack up and move on. Argos will come for the rest of us. You get going.
Well, thanks for
Just
everything.
go. Before I say something I regret.
Well, now that that's settled. Bosco, get her to the lodge. No deviations unless absolutely necessary, okay? Protocol Indigo.
Indigo. Again. Very well.
Oh, and hey, take this. You'll find it very useful out there. And it even tells the time.
Oh, wow. Hey, watch. Yay.
Hey, at that. The watch fits you perfectly. Now, questions?
Why are you sending me and not going yourself?
Come on. You really not at all curious about that light and music show you experienced? Why it only affected you? Because if you didn't notice, we've all been handling it since with no problem. The way I see it, Constellation needs that artifact, but they also need you. This mystery is only getting bigger each step we take. And you're part of it now.
Great sales pitch. So you're giving me your ship.
Technically, it's not even mine. Consider it a loan. Vasco will keep you on course. Besides, I'm making an exception since you can tell Constellation about that vision you had.
I'm sure they appreciate that.
See, that's the problem with the settled systems. Too easy to take everything for granted. While everyone else is busy playing politics, we're the ones braving the unknown, charting the vastness of space. Without us, the galaxy is just a big room with the lights turned out.
Sadly, 200 years in the future, and we still can't get away from politics. God dang it. So what was it that we dug up there?
That, my friend, is the million-credit question. And Constellation can find the answer. With your help.
Alright, but what about the Crimson Fleet? What are they doing?
They're just following the loot, like pirates do. And I have something of a reputation as a loot collector.
Alright, bud. Okay.
And Vasco, don't let her break my ship.
Hey, I don't know how you kept your cool back there.
Alright, so now, what I usually do is there's other things to be done around here before I leave. So we're going to do that. And then, oops, misjudged that jump. Alright. So, I'm not sure if these were always here. Never really looked for them before, but... or if they were added by that mod of the secrets. Oh, can't get up there yet. Alright, fine. Probably would help if I was like this so I could see what I was doing. There's some orange juice, zero wire, back tank. So there's like just little pieces of loot hidden all over the place. Sometimes this is actually empty. You got a digipick right there. Okay. Let's try it this one first. Oh, hey. Alright, so up here, there's some stuff. We're gonna take it all. Might as well. And yes, we can scan. So there's nickel up there. But we're too far away to scan it. And then we'll see over there, there's unknown. Covered crater. So I got two choices. I can scan it. I can mine it. And I got 10 nickel. Scan that. Come up here. I'm probably going to leave most of the stuff here because I can't take that with me anywhere. And I'm not going to use it. Is it a digipick? Or is it a great stick? Whoa! Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna look at give to us enough. Let's see what else is around. Wait. Carry weight. My carry weight increased. Again. Not sure from what. But whatever. Again, I'm not going to complain about having more carry weight. Oops. The other thing is I don't have to scan it if I mine it. But scanning it does help with the scanning skill. But once you mine it once, that's it. It's scan. So usually I do run around, look for different points of interest. This planet is definitely very low on the different points of interest. But yes, this is going to be a lot of the playthrough. So, a lot of running around, a lot of seeing what's out there, a lot of looking for different points of interest to go raid and get into. But, yeah, it's... The main reason is, to me, that is the most immersive part about it, right? You know, I've seen people complain about, well, there's not enough stuff there. Well, is it not enough stuff there because you don't have enough imagination, or is it because, you know, you see this and you say, okay, well, there's nothing there, and it's like, well, that's where your imagination comes in, right? That's why you're playing a game, because you're imagining yourself as this character doing things. So you're running around looking for things to make a story out of. You know, I mean, granted, this planet is about as barren as they get, but there's other things that could come out of it. Now, for me, my character, I'm not carrying 75% of my carry weight right now. I'm almost there, but I'm not there. So, I'm not actually building up any of my skills yet. But running around with my sensor out, I'm looking around. I'm looking to see, is there any other points of interest besides that covered crater, right? A lot of times there is, but a lot of times no, and so be it. But guess what? I'm having a blast. And in this game, it's like that game that if anybody, I don't know anybody watches this and they've ever seen the Firefly series. To me, that was one of the most awesome series that I was watching, and I was in love with it, right? And I just remember that season was so weird because it kept getting preempted for baseball and things like that, and so I don't even know if all like 8 or 9, 10 episodes of it actually aired, but when it got canceled, it broke my heart. And it was because, you know, Malcolm Reynolds was like the best character ever, and Alara, I think that was her name. I just loved her. Verena Baccarin is the actress. She was just awesome. She was just beautiful. And so when that series went away, I was like, so definitely I watched the Serenity movie when that finally came out, because it did give you some closure to it. Not enough, but it did. And this game, you can kind of treat it that way. You know, I've seen people play through and try to play the pirate role. I'm not as happy with the pirate um, playthrough possibilities that they have, just because I don't know if the game was written 100% right for that, right? If you want to be straight up pirate and evil and say Crimson Fleet, I don't know that the game lends itself to that, in the sense that you go through and you do all that, but guess what? What happened to Constellation? One of the first things they tell you in Constellation is, hey, do not bring Death to our door. So no one in Constellation should be on board with you being a pirate. Undercover, okay, but actual pirate and betraying Death, you know, things like that. No one should be on board with that in Constellation. So, and I don't know that they wrote it properly that way. Because I usually get fed up watching somebody trying to be a pirate, just doing things that are just, and I don't end up watching all the way through in their playthrough to see exactly what happened, what the consequences are. And I remember watching one playthrough, and she just killed everybody, right? She was romancing Sam, and he wouldn't talk to her, but it somehow she still ended up doing everything to get to the. And then I missed parts of it. I had to, but she still ended up going, you know, getting to the end game and doing everything. I'm like, how, fam? How did you do that? You know, no one from Constellation should be talking to you at this point. I mean, you killed everybody. They should be 100% against you. I mean, I shoot one person in the back and Sarah won't talk to me, right? And then there's times when I did something. Accidentally shot another ship, right? Landed at the den, and then everyone at the den just went scrambling and running, and even Sarah at the time they all were shooting at me, right? And it's like, consequences for an accident seems to be greater than consequences for actually being a pirate, you know, and that doesn't seem right. So I don't know if it's the way the game was scripted or the way it was written. There's some serious flaws in that. So being an actual pirate just doesn't make sense to me in this game, just because you should be able to do it. You should. But then that's what you're doing in the game, right? And then you have to figure out some sort of redemption arc in order to actually finish out the game, right? Complete the game. The main parts of it that require you to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a pirate and complete the Unity or whatever we're not doing. So I think they need to work on that. I think they need to fix it. Alright. So I think I've run around, and then I'm not going to make you guys watch it, but I think I have enough carry weight right now. Oh god, I just broke an ankle. Sometimes.
Did you see Lynn?
You in one piece?
No, I didn't see Lynn because I was too busy fighting the what's names. Okay, so I'm gonna run around the ship one time. I just want to see if I grabbed the weightlifting perk or not. I probably didn't, and then, so I'm doing this all for naught. Yep, there it is. See, now the other thing too is, to complete it, I can run around a ship 2 or 3 more times, but that would just make awful playthrough. At least we know it is in play. Now the cool part is though, and then here's where it comes up too, is so if I come through here, get that. It's not there yet. All right. So we'll come on here. See? Now it's 5 instead of just the 1.
Captain Blaze, I assume you know how to fly a Class A starship. As Barrett likes to say, it's as easy as learning to ride a bike. I will attempt to boost the shields, just in case there are any difficulties.
Well, I appreciate that. I sure do. Let's see. I just want to see if I can make anything. Nope, not a thing. Coffee bags, snacks, something to drink. A little parched, all that running around. Nothing. We'll grab that. Then, oops, wrong button.
You know the drill, Vasco. Protocol Indigo means no deviations, no distractions, no dalliances, in short, no fun. Unless, as strictly defined by Sarah, that deviations, distractions, and dalliances are completely necessary in getting this fine vessel, the Discovery-class Starship Frontier, back home in one piece. I guess I'm still technically borrowing it from Constellation, even if I have no intention of actually giving it back.
No intention of giving it back, huh? Well, I don't think you have a choice now, because you're going to give it to me. Alright, let's see. What we're doing is just going through and just accessing the things that we can, or advancing the things that we can. Wait. So you have to scroll onto it and then scroll off of it. Alright, helmet's got nothing for you. Alright, ammunition. That's a new one. Alright. So the key to this playthrough is crafting. So we're gonna craft as much as possible. Research and craft. Alright. So we got that, we got that. So let's become here. Oh, there's more stuff here. There should be.
Oh, I'd kill for some chunks right now. First stop when I get home. But I really need to get better about packing snacks for these long hauls. Some rhubarb boom pop. Maybe some cereal. Irvin always made the best trail mix. Added in little marshmallows for stars. I miss that.
Alright, so now that I'm on the ship, I should be able to. Maybe I can't yet. Alright. Okay, so there's my locker, captain's locker. There's the cargo. And then we're gonna sit in a seat.
Shields ready. The rest is up to you.
Alright, so we'll take off. See the one thing I was talking about before? You look at the power, and it's way up there. The only reason I would need a different engine or a higher class engine is because. So I'll let the. Look at that. Everything's maxed out. So we grab.
Now that we are in orbit, it might be wise to test all controls and systems to ensure they are not on the verge of catastrophic failure. I can step you through the entire process, or if you're already an experienced pilot, just power up all the systems, and we'll be on our way.
So you gotta wait for the prompts, you hit OK, and then as soon as you power up, and power down, and power up, it'll take it as like, oh, okay. He knows what he's doing. Alright, one other thing is, I like this view better. So
You've proven an adequate pilot. Are you familiar with ship combat
I
tactics?
sure
Because that's a
am.
Crimson Fleet ship bringing its weapons to bear.
Alright.
We will need to disable their shields. Laser-based weaponry is particularly effective. If you can keep the enemy ship centered on the HUD, we can lock in to fire a homing missile. Congratulations on surviving your first
I'm waiting to
Starship
collect the
assault,
loot
Captain.
until it
We
prompts me.
should search the wreckage for spare parts and other salvage. You will need to fly close to it
I was
before we
close
can
to it.
access the remains.
Now it's gone. There it is. Alright. That is cool. That's
Two
cool.
more Crimson Fleet ships are jumping into our location, Captain.
Really? Alright. Let's get them. Oh, come on. Man, this is taking a bit. Shields down. Take out the engine. And then now the engine's out, I can actually board and take the ship if I want. And I don't.
The amount of Crimson Fleet hostility has been far more than anticipated. At this rate, the odds of continual assault from their ships are high enough
Hey,
to
bring 'em on.
jeopardize our mission. In short, they are after the frontier and will not stop. We will need to deal with the local Crimson Fleet captain. A recent scan indicates an abandoned facility on the nearby moon of Crete, a perfect staging area for pirates.
Oh, so one of the things I did want to show, we'll get back to it, is now look at the star map, right? If we go out. So there's more encounters here. There's an emergency distress signal here. Star station, I think those are always there, but now you got a sensor contact. And then each time, and it's one of the things I noticed, the more you go and check out an emergency distress signal, or go out and do this, or go out and do that, it more pop up each time you come back out to the star map. I mean, sometimes you can sit there and then there'll be like 4 or 5 around one planet, right? And each planet will have at least one somewhere, hovering around it, and you're like, oh. And then you can just spend an hour, 2 hours just going back and forth between emergency distress signal, combat signatures, things like that. So that extra added piece there to give you more things to do in space is cool to me. You know what I mean? And it doesn't completely break the immersion, right? You know, space is vast, space is supposed to be empty, so there's not supposed to be like stuff around every turn. But at least this does give you that opportunity to do more things. So I'm gonna come out of here. I'm gonna find my little beacon right there, and then I can just say, hey, let's travel. And that's the other thing too, right? With this game, there's multiple ways to skin a cat.
We have arrived in orbit, the abandoned facility with our Crimson Fleet cap. Is on the surface.
Okay. Let me see. So it tells us you want to go there, you want to land, set course. Okay. And then I want to land. Now, one of the things I want to bring to your attention is that we saw way back when we were looking at the star map, it said the system level was 10. Alright, our character's level is 8,
I'll
system
follow
level
you
is
from
10.
here on out, Captain.
Alright. See, so now, this is where I'm saying that the better hide spacesuit thing is gets a little carried away. You know, I mean, granted, I wouldn't mind having a spacesuit on right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that it's this free and clear and breathable atmosphere here on this planet, and so yeah, it's a little crazy right now. A little crazy. All right, so what you got here is I'm too far away too, but what I'm looking at is look at that right over there. There's an abandoned mining rig. It's not always the same thing, right? They're pretty random. Here's lead. I can pull this out. Now I'm scanning first. There's silver, iron. Alright, now that I scanned, just to build up that skill, now we go ahead and mine. And then right over there, look, boom, a deserted relay station, right? When I play through, and you can see right there, standing still. So, usually when I play through, I do everything but hit the main mission right off the bat, right? One of the things I really truly like to do is just go around, survey as much as I possibly can, and then in the hunt for better gear and weaponry, I'll hit one or two of these posts, an abandoned farm. So I won't go way out of my way for something. But if I can legitimately create like a little path or a circle, right? I start here, and jump to there, then jump to there, and then end at the last, you know, my target destination, then that might be a better way of approaching it, right? Then what it does is it, by the time I get to my designation, now I might be level 15 or level 20, you know, depends on how much stuff I encounter on the way. Now, I will tell you this though, and this isn't supposed to be a spoilery playthrough or spoiler-free playthrough, but yeah, I could run into a terminal. I have many times. It's always been kind of weird to run into one. Right up there, you see? Those aren't terramorphs, but there could be one up there. Something's killing them all. But it really shouldn't be this close. Usually you have to go pretty far out. But I'm not gonna mess with it. Might as well. Just to see what it looks like. Couldn't raise this. Keep your distance. Now Vasco usually starts all the fights. I just come up to scan them, and you can scan dead ones too. So just because they took them out already doesn't mean you can't scan them at least. Now the fact that you have to scan like 8 of them to get a complete scan, but I think there's a mod that makes it that you only have to scan like 6 instead, which it still isn't great. There he is, starting fights. Did you just kill him? There we go. Kill you too. Abandoned cryo lab. This is armed. So generally, you don't get this many, or in the beginning when I first started, you wouldn't get this many points of interest. And then now, like I said, I'll land on a planet and there'll be like 7 or 8, 9. And then you just have to like, okay, which ones do I want to hit? And then basically anything that says abandoned, you can expect, you know, spacers, you can expect enemies. So I tried to hit a couple and I ended up coming away with tons of loot. Let's get this one. Yes. All right. That hurts. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna run our way over here and continue scanning at least. I don't know if I'm gonna mine any more stuff. Alright, 100%. Might as well loot them. How dare you? Sometimes you're just gonna be here fighting these things. for a while. See, the thing is, I'm not done scanning for stuff, so that's why the scanner's out instead of my weapon. Forgotten military base. Now, that more than likely has enemies. Oh, neon. What is that? That's sweet. Okay. Okay, so the neon. There's one more element that needs to be scanned. It's a cave over that way. Are these dead also? Then how far? Okay, so we're getting pretty close here. But what we're gonna do is at this moment, we're gonna take a moment to just sit back. Relax. And then, you know, call it a day. Right? We don't want to go forever here. And then we'll pick right up. We're gonna hit this place. Probably. So we're gonna hit here. We're gonna probably hit the deserted military base, and then one or two of these other over here before hitting Crete. Right? Now this is going to really dictate a lot there as well, because we don't even have a suit on, apparently, and it's going to deplete pretty quickly. So, if you guys are enjoying this, definitely check back in for the next episode. Should be up pretty soon. We're going to try to keep this going. And thanks to all who's watching. Alright, check you out later. Alright, bye.